some of these conversations like, oh, this guy wants this girl because she's more submissive. On some level, okay, yeah, but that's a quality to me. Let's just be real. If I'm a wife, or if I want to be somebody's wife, I want to play follow the leader with my man. I'm just being honest with y'all. Let's keep it real tonight. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it very plain. Let's hit the like button, please. I want to get the 200 likes before the end of this daggone live. We want to get these likes up. I want to play follow the leader with my man. I want to be able to follow my man down the yellow brick road, under the bridge and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. I want to be able to do that with my man. That's the type of man I'm going to choose, right? And so if I'm choosing that type of man, that's because I want to be led by him. That's because I want to be a submissive partner. That's what I desire. I desire to be a submissive partner. I'm big about that Bible. I believe in order. I believe man submitted to God, woman submits to husband. That's what I believe. That's not everybody's belief system. That's not what everybody thinks about. That's fine. To me, I personally desire to be with somebody that I can be led by. That's divine order. That's what I believe. It is what it is. And people may not like it. They may think I'm getting in the chat, you're brainwashed, this and the third. Y'all can come at me about my spirituality and my spiritual beliefs, Christianity every day if you want to. I am not changing my belief system. I love Jesus. I follow God. Y'all can attack me all night, all day. God gave me this platform. God gave me everything that I got that I'm sitting on right now. I will undeniably and unapologetically talk about Jesus on this daggone platform. So if you don't like it, you can leave. Don't come on here and try to get upset with me because I love Jesus. Okay, what else? You got something better than that? Because that's not gonna stop Sam's show. Sam is gonna keep saying Jesus is Lord. Sam is gonna keep saying that I believe in divine order. Sam is gonna keep saying that I'm very much going to follow the order in which that is divinely set in the Bible. So that is what I believe. And so I believe that just based upon, back to my point, based upon certain women's characteristics, not so much appearance, but characteristics, I think that yes, men are going to choose women that are going to be better, I would hope, better wives, depending on what that man values. Some men don't value certain characteristics. Some men don't care about a woman being submissive. Some men do. Some men don't care if a woman has a higher body count. Some men do. Some men don't care if a woman isn't intelligent. Some men do. Everybody wants something different. I don't really like this cookie cutter thing that we talk about on the internet. Like everybody wants this. Everybody wants a fit, thin woman. No, everybody wants a thick, curvy woman. Everybody wants different things. There's some men that really want some really like, they like bigger women that they love, and they love the curves and they love every inch of her body. And then there's men that like skinny women. Everybody likes something different. Some men like blonde women. Some men like brown hair women. When I was growing up, I couldn't fathom a man, even though I'm mixed with white. My daddy is white. I never thought a white man would ever look at me twice in daylight. I just never thought it would happen. That's how I was raised. It's the environment I was raised in. But that wasn't true. It was just certain men aren't going to be attracted to me, just like I'm not going to be attracted to certain men. It comes down to everybody being different. But if we're talking about why men choose certain women, it's because of the characteristics that matter most to that man. Yes, men tend to settle, quote unquote, settle with women that we may not think they would settle with. However, that woman must bring characteristics to the table that matter most to that man. Not because she's submissive. That might not matter to most men. I think a lot of men do care about submission. I think a lot of men do want to feel like the man in their relationship. They don't want to feel like they're competing with their partner. So I do believe in some instance that is true. However, I think that when we say, because one guy said he's super rich and he decides to be in a relationship with 7s and 8s because they're better in relationships or they're more submissive, or they, oh no, she didn't say submissive. She said they're doormats. She was basically alluding to 7 and 8s are doormats, whereas 8, 9s, and 10s are basically holding men and holding men accountable, and are, you know, won't take too much, and are, yeah, won't take too much. They're not doormats. They're going to leave at the first sign of a problem. And that's not true either. How many women do we know that are 8, 9s, and 10s, super attractive women that are dealing with craziness in their relationships? You know, and then again, what is an 8, 9, and 10 today? Again, you know, I think that we can all determine what everybody can see is in that group. You know, what you might decide, this person's a 9, and somebody might think that she's a 10, or somebody's an 8 and somebody thinks she's a 9. That 8, 9, and 10 group, you know, you kind of have a general consensus of who that is, right? However, when we're talking about long-term relationships, what we have to understand is that it's much more than just, oh, I want a woman to listen to me, or I want a woman to put up with my stuff. That might be a part of it, but that's not all of it. That's not all of it. Some men value a doormat. Some men value, they want to be with somebody who's less attractive, who's just going to take all their stuff. That might be something that they value, but that's based upon that man's value system. I think most men, when they're looking for long-term relationships, and I feel like higher net worth men, in my opinion, from wherever they're sitting in their lives, I think it depends on what they want. But you got more options. You could say, hey, I'm looking for the unicorn. I want the bad female, the 8, 9, and 10, who's smart, who's articulate, who I can take into any environment. She don't embarrass me, who is spiritual, if that's what matters to me, if she's in shape, if she values, she's disciplined, is she this. I want all of that. I'm looking for the unicorn. I'm not settling for anything less than that, because I have that many options. I can say that. And that might be hard to find, for sure. I'm not saying that it's not, because to find somebody with a good personality and attractive, even as a female, sometimes it's very challenging to find somebody that has all the characteristics that I desire. And I say the same thing for men. You might find there's a lot of women there, but there's not a lot of quality. Just like there's a lot of men, but there's not a lot of quality. Those things are rare, and they're meant to be rare, right? They're meant to be rare. They're not everybody's supposed to be everything. It's just not. But to me, I felt like when we're having this conversation, yes, some men do desire a woman who is more submissive, and that's not a negative thing. I don't think she was saying, I think they made it submissive. They should have put doormat. That's what she was saying. She wasn't downplaying women for being submissive. She was downplaying women for being, like certain women for being a doormat, just allowing men to do whatever they want and they take them back. And I think that women that have a lower view of themselves, or don't care as much, right? Like some people just don't understand. Some women are like, you know what? I'm cool with my man doing whatever he doing, as long as he's taking care of home and he not embarrassing me. I don't care what he does. I don't care how he moves in these streets. I don't care who he talk to. If he don't make me look bad and he take care of home, I don't care what he got going on. You might, from the outside looking in, may see her as a doormat, but she understands her position in this circle and has decided that, you know what? I'm good with it. I know who my man is. I'm gonna let him do him. Some women have come to that conclusion on their own. Who am I to say that's a doormat? That's a woman who made a calculated decision. Now, some women are, you know, unfortunately, hate to term it, doormats, where they're just allowing men. They keep, oh, I can't believe you're doing this. You're cheating on me again. You know, and then you're cheating on me again. And we're cheating on me again. Man, I've been cheating on you every year for the last 20 years. And we're complaining about it. We're doing a big to-do about it. And then we get back. You might as well just be quiet, stay in the relationship, and not cause as much of a disruption if you're ultimately just going to stay. That's how I look at it. But yes, I think for me personally, we just have to understand that everybody wants different things in relationships, right? Everybody's attracted to different things. I think that when we're talking about somebody being a doormat, that's more about, are they really a doormat, or are they just okay with the situation? Some women are not doormats. Some women you think are doormats, but they're making calculated decisions, as I just said. Some women are doormats, and they're just taking the man back because they don't feel like they can do better. So they just get mad at him. They go through the rigmarole of, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to be mad at you. I'm going to tell you I'm leaving you, and I never leave. I get mad at you for the same thing. I tell you I'm going to leave. I never actually leave. That's more, to me, the doormat cycle, where I'm not okay with what's happening. I haven't made peace with it. However, I'm not going anywhere because I don't feel like there's anywhere better for me to go. That to me is more doormat, because you're staying in a situation that you feel like you can't deal with. So because of these things, or because of these different reasons why people stay in relationships, we cannot have cookie cutter discussions about why people choose what, because everybody chooses different things for different reasons. Let's get these likes up. It's 180. So when I saw that, I wanted to specifically speak on it because I've talked about it a number of times on the channel. Yes, men are choosing more average women. Why? Because that the women that you might consider to be more average looking are bringing something else to the table that not average women aren't. Or above average women aren't. I'm sorry, y'all. There's a lot of women out here that come out here because they look good and because people are saying, boosting their heads up or whatever. They don't feel like they have to do anything else. They don't have to bring anything else to the table. And I feel like that is a mistake. When I was growing up, you guys, I grew up, my mother is from South America, Ecuador. She's mixed Black and Hispanic, but she was born in Ecuador, so I'm first generation American on her side. And in that culture, in Hispanic culture, a woman's worth is really contingent mostly on her appearance. And in the culture I was raised in. That's not everybody's culture, that's the culture I was raised in. Your appearance and domestic. Can you cook? Can you clean? Do you look good? Those are 3 things. You ain't got to be sane. You don't have to have a good personality. Can you cook? Do you look good? Can you clean? 3 things you got to be able to do in that world. And basically breeding up a woman like myself, you have to be proficient in these things to have a quality man. Now, in different cultures, it's very different. Everybody's got different things that they value and what they think is good, right? I think that in today's culture in America, women think that, we get a couple surgeries, we look good, we're bad. Now we can get any man that we want, we can keep him. I don't agree with that, because a lot of women are not working on character. A lot of women are not working on having a good personality, being pleasant. Just that simple, just being pleasant. Just be fun to be around. Like, be a breath of fresh air. Like, just that simple of a task is not there. It's like, because, when you're on this hamster wheel of only valuing or being valued for your appearance, that's all you're investing in. That's all you're putting your time and your energy into. And therefore, you don't have the capacity to become better in other areas like personality or character. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important that we are well-rounded, which is why I have my platform to begin with. I think it's very important for a woman to be able to be beautiful and to be articulate and to be smart and to be accomplished and to work hard and to be disciplined. I do these things for those reasons. I want my daughter to have a good example. I don't want her to look at my platform and I have to preference everything that she sees because it might be inappropriate for her to see. I never wanted to develop anything that I couldn't be proud of, or my mother or my daughter couldn't be proud of. That was always on my mind. So again, you guys, we have to understand, like, I think that when it comes down to this particular statement, I do not think Cardi is wrong. I don't think she's like completely off base. I do think that some men I think they choose certain women that may not be 10s because of other aspects of their personality and character. They make them better wives or make them better mothers and make them better partners based upon what they value. I do agree with that. I think that happens more often than not. The men are not wifing up the baddest of the bad, because even though these women may be drop dead gorgeous, their personalities are not there. The maybe other aspects that this man values isn't there, or most men value that aren't there.